Last time I like to go over is the bayonet. Obviously, this would have been attached to the end of the rifle. Has a notch right here that was inserted near the end of the rifle, and then you have the actual hole that went over the end of the barrel. The bayonet that was used was based on one that was from World War I for the M1903 Springfield rifle. The World War I bayonet was about 16 inches in length. This piece here, called the scabbard, was made of leather. When the war broke out, they determined by probably 1942 they need a 16-inch blade. So they want one that's a little bit shorter. I think it's about 12 inches. So to operate the bayonet, there was a button that you pushed. You pulled it out of the scabbard, put it on the end of your rifle. Sorry, it was upside down. It would click, and there was a button that you used to release it. Now, given that we probably have a couple million bayonets left over from World War I, decision was made to reuse them. So what happened was the tip of the bayonets from World War I, or the ones that were 16 inches, were cut off, ground to a point, and then given the newer scabbard, which is essentially, it's similar to fiberglass, and this part is metal. Like the other items I showed, for example, for the first aid kits, had a little metal loop that you could put on your cartridge belt. This is an example of a later bayonet. Virtually the same. Once again, you have the notch, you have the hole, but it's not cut down. If you notice here, there's a groove that's along the edge of the bayonet. It's going to get a bit morbid, but I got to tell you why it's there. The term was a blood groove. Why was it called a blood groove? So that when it was thrusted in, you would then be able to pull it out. The groove made it possible. So the World War I bayonet is very distinctive, the cut down ones, because it still has the long groove. The World War II bayonet still has the groove, but it's not the same length. So that's a brief overview of your U.S. Army World War II equipment as used in the Mediterranean and Western European theater of operation between August 1944 and 1945.